Anyway, how do I feel about Barry retiring? I don't know. I think that's just a tactical play on Hypixel's end because they're planning to do some special stuff with Barry or with, like, the Wizard Portal or something. Apparently, the Wizard Portal's text has, like, changed a lot now. I have no idea what it says or what's so special about it. I just know that Barry was, like, influencing that. And supposedly it's leading to, like, another update or something. So that's pretty cool, I guess. What I did want to mention, though, is there's a really big change that they added recently. That's coming soon, I think. It's the one where the RNGesus meter, you can, like, choose your drops now. Does anyone know how that works? You can, like, after a certain amount of dungeon runs, you can decide what drop you get or something. So you can, like, kind of guarantee a handle if you've run, like, 900 floor 7s without anything special. Which is kind of like the RNGesus meter for Slayer, but just different, I guess. Slightly different. I don't know. That change is really interesting as well. Hype's going down at least? Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are complaining about the price changes, which is interesting because they're like, oh, Master Stars are going to be so much cheaper now, because apparently floor 4 is like crazy profit. M4. Isn't M4 like insane profit or something? And obviously handles are going to go down in price if people are going to be getting more handles. But something that I found really interesting about that change, right? Like, why are they adding a guaranteed way to get RNG drops? Because the whole point of an RNG drop is for it to be RNG. It's random number generated. It's luck, you know, that there's meant to be an element of luck involved. Like, why are they removing that in one regard, but then still keeping the fact that you can get it at the end of a dungeon run from the bedrock chest? Like, why not just do one and not both? It doesn't make much sense to me, because, like, you know, this game has luck elements for a reason, and it's just, because the game was designed that way. The devs were just like, you know, we'll have special drops that are better than others, and they'll just be harder to get, right? They're harder to obtain. They didn't make those RNG drops and have the intention of making them be guaranteed in any way. So adding this change just doesn't really make sense to me. It's like, I feel like the people who are happy about it are the ones who feel like, oh, my RNG is so bad. Like, people have this bias towards it because they're just like, oh, you know, I've never seen a handle and I've done 1,000 floor 7s or something. While little Timmy over there has done 300 runs and has 5 handle drops or something. But, like, the whole point of the game is for that to happen. Like, that's just how Skyblock is. The game has luck, and the game has luck. You can't really argue against that. So I kind of think it's really silly that they're making it guaranteed. And it's interesting because they already added the RNGesus meter for Slayers, which is like a way to sort of counteract really bad dry streaks of no special drops. And even with the RNGesus meter, I kind of disagree with that addition because, like, once again, you know, not my fault that you went 1,000,000 XP in Enderman Slayer and didn't drop a Judgment Core, you know? You might have gone 1,000,000 XP in E-Man Slayer without a Judgment Core, but you went 50 mil in Eyes and dropped 2 Dragon Pets, you know? Or you might have gotten a handle within 100 runs in floor 7. It's like, I guess the luck does even out in other places for the majority of people. I think people do forget that. The ones that complain that they don't get cool dungeon drops are the ones that complain that they don't get a good dragon drop, are the ones that end up getting things elsewhere, and they just sort of forget about that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's dumb that they're just making guaranteed ways to get what's supposed to be a random drop. Because at that rate, don't call them RNG drops, you know? Call them cooler drops, I don't know. Special drops or something. Just special items, and yeah, you know, they're used to craft strong weapons or strong armor or upgrades of some sort that are just better than the rest. But you can't label them RNG because they're just guaranteed now. Because I know one thing for certain, like, I'm someone who I guess you could say has pretty average luck, and people would be like, nah, bro, you do not have average luck. You got 2 handles within 230 floor 7 runs. How is that average luck? But then you look at my dragon luck, and I have gotten, like, a grand total of probably 8 superior dragons, and I have spent over 800 million coins in Eyes. That is a lot of summoning Eyes for 8 superior dragons, and the highest profit I've ever seen was a dragon horn. So that's an area of Skyblock where my luck was really crap, but I also dropped 2 handles in floor 7 in less than 300 runs. So someone could see that and go, wow, you're super lucky, that's crazy. And then there's Kudra runs. I guess you can't really count Kudra because I haven't done too many of them. But I haven't seen an Inferno book or a Fatal Tempo or, like, anything cool like that. It's just kind of how the game goes, really. Games have RNG, and the RNG is what spices things up. I know for certain when I dropped my handle, bro, I felt so many feelings that I had never felt before. Like, on my first handle drop, which was surprisingly at 49 runs, I didn't even have enough money to buy it, and I was freaking out, bro. What happened, I think this was on the first time I got it, the first handle I dropped, and everyone in my party had left the run, except for one person who had to go AFK temporarily at the end of the run, so he wasn't at his computer at the time. And I was like, holy handle, please, give me money, to one of my friends. And then he came back to his computer and he was like, oh my god, you got a what? And he drops me the enchanted diamond blocks, and then I have the trade menu, and then you convert the diamond blocks into money. Bro, I was freaking out because, like, I didn't have the coins at the time, which is really strange because I always carried, like, the 35 mil on me. I always had money. I never really was poor, but for some weird reason, I didn't have it on me at the time. And, like, you will never get a feeling like that ever again if you know that you're guaranteed a handle drop at 600 runs. I don't know, just throwing a random number out there. Yeah, I guess I've also had pretty interesting luck with revs. I dropped a Warden Heart. No, I didn't. I've never dropped a Warden Heart. I'm going crazy. I dropped 4 shards of the Shredded, I think. It was in between 2 to 4. I don't remember how many. It was a fair few, though. I dropped a shard of the Shredded on the first hour that it was released. Like, the tier 5 revs were released. And I've dropped a few more after that. When I got that shard of the Shredded on the first hour, it was really exciting. Because, like, new boss, new drops. No one's ever really seen that stuff before. It was way more expensive than what it is right now. I think they're currently... How much are they? 14 mil. I sold mine for 30. Obviously, there was a few already on the trade market. On the auction house, mine wasn't the first drop on the server, but it was one of the first, and it was really cool. But the RNGesus meter with Slayers is okay, I guess. But even then, I still think that it should just be a matter of do more bosses. Eventually, you'll get something cool, not just wait for the RNGesus meter to fill every time until it fills for a Warden Heart. Hope one of us get one to prove a point. Prove a point? Nah, I don't ever expect RNG drops, man. Which is another inherently problematic thing, I guess, that I see from people. Like, people will do dungeons or they'll do revs or any Slayer or whatever, and they're trying to get an RNG drop. Which, I mean, I guess fair, whatever. You do E-Man Slayer because you want to drop a Judgment Core so you can make your own Terminator or something like that. I guess makes sense. But people who get upset and cry about the fact that they've gone so many bosses specifically because they're looking for a certain drop, it's like, bro, that's just life. At least for me, I've never really done bosses and stuff or anything to try and get the rare drop. I'm doing revs right now just because they're actually kind of fun. And I haven't rev traded in a while. Like, I miss it. And I also said, you know, we may as well level up some pets in the meantime. My wolf isn't level 100. I'm not combat 60. I have a bunch of XP sharing pets that I'm trying to level as well. So it kind of makes sense to level those pets as well. And this is a good way to get combat XP. But I'm not at all expecting a Warden Heart. And I'm not here complaining that I haven't ever dropped a Warden Heart before, even though I'm past Rev 9. I'm long past Rev 9. And I've never seen a Warden Heart, you know. So, yeah, it's not really my concern. I don't care about the RNG jobs. If I get one, it's sick, you know. It's really cool. In fact, I'd be happy with a beheaded horror or with a snake rune and stuff because they're still RNG drops. People will cry about getting a snake rune or a beheaded horror because, like, oh, it's the wrong one. But, like, they're not appreciative of the fact that they got a rare drop to begin with. Oh, the other thing too, man. People who do Slayer bosses for profit, they concern me. They concern me. Like, I'm pretty sure Revenants haven't been profitable for a very long time. And, like, people are still complaining that it doesn't make money. And, like, why is it all about making money? Can you not just do things for fun in this game? I don't know. So people don't do that. I don't know, man. I feel like doing things with the mindset of trying to profit from them is a bit silly, though. You should just do things for fun, because what you do and whatever you do for fun and what you enjoy will inevitably start earning you money. The thing is, if you do something that you like a lot and that makes you happy, then you'll do that more, obviously, and then when you do things more, you just earn more money from them. Applies to everything. Like, even if you really loved foraging, sure, foraging might not make insanely good money, but if you love foraging and you just cut trees all day and that's just what you do, it will make you money. And with the sheer amount of wood that you could cut if you really enjoyed foraging, would result in enough coins to get you what you need. If you like foraging, what are you going to upgrade? Your armor? You're gonna buy god parts. Do you really need a ton of money if you only forage anyway? If you do dungeons, yeah, you have a chance of getting really good drops that earn really good money, and that inherently will be able to upgrade your dungeon setup. People just have different goals and different wants, really. It makes you not skill issue. I mean, you do like an extra 100k more than me per hit. My game froze. What is going on?